Guys and dolls, hope you can hear me okay. Just check wires. Everything seems okay there. No, Tulip, you can't come in just now. No. Oh. Okay, thanks for coming on the live. If you're just coming on and it isn't live and you've missed us, I have no clue what we're going to be talking about. Up at 3 o'clock last night, baby just woke up screaming. First time ever that's happened. And I imagine, speaking to some friends, it happens. So yeah, a bit of a shock, bit of trauma for me, like, to be honest with you. Hello Dawn, hello wee bit. But yeah, 3 o'clock, I couldn't get back to sleep because I was terrified. Simple as that, you know. Screaming. I mean, just woke up and went into full scale screaming, and couldn't settle her. You know what I mean? Yeah, she's all right. You know what I mean? Back to normal. I fucking don't know what's going on, to be honest with you. Just woke up screaming, you know. And it's just whenever you don't know what's wrong with them, they can't tell you. So I was like, phone an ambulance, to phone a doctor, what do I do, you know what I mean? To run around, get the car and just fly down to the hospital myself, you know what I mean? Because she's screaming, she was really in pain, you know what I mean? But made a bottle, and she settled. Went back to sleep, woke up this morning laughing and giggling as if nothing happened, you know? But I couldn't get back to sleep. I was just checking on her, you know what I mean? Just put her in bed with Katie. The two of them are in bed together. And I've come down here, tried to get her asleep on the couch, just dozed a wee bit, but I couldn't. Just kept going up and checking on the baby. Yeah, it was. I have to say, it was terrifying. Like I say, once I was waiting for her to wake up. I couldn't sleep until she woke up, and then she woke up about 9:30, and yeah, just her normal self, as if nothing happened. You know, she's quite happy. Yeah, so I don't know if it was a bad dream, or she maybe had a wee upset stomach or something. You know what I mean? But you know, we've just introduced Farley's and solids, like watery solids, you know what I mean? Because, you know, and I don't know whether maybe, because she's a wee bit gargly sometimes, you know what I mean? It comes and goes, you know, especially when you feed her. So I don't know if she's maybe trying to get her this here bit right with swallowing, you know, no way when you can swallow something the wrong way. I don't know, you know what I mean? So it comes and goes. Doesn't seem to be anything to worry about, but like, you know, we are noticing it, Granny's noticing it, so I'm just leaving it up to Mum and Granny to, you know, to decide whenever, you know, and Katie has health, what do you call these people that come out, you know what I mean? I don't even know if they still come out, so she can phone them up, I'm sure, you know what I mean? But yeah, it is James, it's just being woke up like that, you know, you're right, you know, because, you know, I sleep well, you know what I mean? And it just happened to be last night I was at the edge of the bed where the baby was, you know, because obviously Katie was out the night before, so she was just getting her head down, and I had this, you know, but didn't see that coming, you know. Just 3 o'clock in the morning, full belt, screaming, you know, terrifying, absolutely terrifying, and everything that normally works wasn't working, and like, you're holding her tight and she's screaming in your ear, you know. Yeah, so it was like, what do we do, you know, phone an ambulance, doctor, go and get a car, drive right down, then, you know what I mean. And then, you know, obviously got a bottle made as well, got a ring going as soon as we could, you know what I mean. And yeah, as soon as the bottle was ready and cooled down, that was her, she settled. And like I say, everything's fine. You know, no problems. But like I say, we are introducing solids as little fruit things that she gets and Farley, so that could be maybe a wee change in the food, you know. I have spoke to my friends because I'm lucky enough, you know, all my mates have got kids and grandkids, you know what I mean, so they've told me not to worry too much, you know, and get used to it. I don't think I can get used to that, guys. I really don't think I could ever get used to that. So I'm going to say hello to you. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm not long up, to be honest with you. Woke up with a banging headache as well. I haven't seen nothing. I've caught a couple of, like, in case there's anything, like with my friends, obviously, I'm checking my messages and that, and the main things that I've seen, the two things that are coming at me right now is, Paisley, which I need to phone another couple of friends after this. Um, a father filmed a couple of gentlemen from another country sitting in the park. You know where you get the parks? It's exactly, I could take you and film my park, and it's the exact same park. You get the wee fence going around the park, and the swing park, and then you get the wee benches inside the park. Well, they're inside the park filming the kids, you know. So the guys came up behind him, and he's like, "What are you doing?" You know. But the guy turned the video off, as far as I'm aware. You know what I mean? I don't even think I'd have the video on, guys, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? I don't think I'd be filming that interaction, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's awareness, you know what I mean? I'm not going to go hard at this. I'm going to, like, try and make sure people that I know, because, like, I know a lot of boys from Paisley and Glasgow, you know what I mean? And make sure there's awareness. And, you know, that's all we can try and do is get awareness out and tell people to be careful and a wee bit more observant, you know what I mean? And let the police deal with it, you know, because they've got them, you know, so we know nothing will happen, you know what I mean? It's not illegal to film and you know what I mean? I imagine it should be illegal to film kids in a park, you know, but I know filming in public isn't illegal. If somebody comes up and puts a camera in your face, it isn't illegal. There's nothing you can do about it. If you don't want anybody to see you outside, you're responsible for your own privacy, so then you cover up if that's, you know, if that's what comes to it, and you don't want to be filmed. That's why they can film you. And the reason why you've got the audit that's run about annoying everybody and filming police stations and all that, and it's because of that law, because they brought a law out saying basically they can film us and there's nothing we can do about it. If we come out in public, that's our fault for coming out in public. If you come out in public, you're going to get filmed. It's up to you to bring your own privacy to the game, you know what I mean? So you can walk out the door and keep yourself totally covered. Obviously, they don't know it's you, you know, because they just see, they can follow you coming into your door and follow you going anywhere you want, you know what I mean? Especially if you've got one of these in your pocket. That particular. So, Dawn, hello. Thanks for coming on, guys. Wee bit bunkers. James, John Rankin, hello, son. Jerona, thanks for coming on. Good to see you again. Jackie Long, hello. Thank you for coming in. Good to see you, Revo, lad. Always good to see you. So I haven't caught up with you. I will catch up with you, mate. I've seen there's a couple of messages. Talger, how you doing, mate? Shocking, absolutely shocking what's going on. You know, it's got a thing from Talger the day about people coming from Ukraine and getting their cars fixed for nothing, you know. They just go into the garage and go, the government's paying for it, you know what I mean? And then we've got my friend there who's had to fork out a couple of grand for his car, you know what I mean? And trying to make ends meet and paying taxes in the society, paid his way, and plenty, believe you me. So yeah, it's difficult for people that are running businesses, paid a good bit of money in the system, done everything right, successful, brought amazing children up, children are successful, and they have to deal with this. They have to deal with feeling like a second-class citizen, feeling like everything that you've worked for, that your mother and your father, your granny and your granddad worked for, they put into the system. They make sure that you had the future that they expect you to have, to find out that the future that they expect you to have is absolutely horrific, and they would be shocked looking down right now. But I do believe the people responsible will they will be held responsible. There's no two, and that's not a violent thing or nothing, guys. I just believe in the future, you know, these people's names will be so black, nobody will want to associate with them. And I mean nobody. Family members, a lot, going forward as we go. Because it's clear, like I say, guys, it's not until you look back, because you can't move nothing. Once times move forward and you're dealing with the past, it's set in stone. Nobody can touch it. They can hide it, they can try and hide it, but it's there. It can't be moved about, it can't be manipulated, and it can't be misinformation. You get me? It's there. So, and that's whenever like things become clear to people, and and that's what you got to remember going forward. That's always going to be the case. The worse Britain gets, particularly England. I'm going to stop using the word Britain, yeah, because yes, as we know, we've got a problem with the day in Falkirk next to Glasgow, where men were filming children in a play park. Yes. And there's other stuff. We know that. We know the stuff that happened in Falkirk. We know a child went through a 10-hour ordeal. But at the minute, Scotland is nothing like England, and England has a problem. We all know that. There's a lot of big names and a lot of intelligent people coming out, and they're all saying they think it's a wee bit too late now. So I don't know what you do with that. So, don't miss anybody. Jackie Long. Deborah. Hello, Deborah. Saw a video of a Ukrainian woman with 7 passports telling her to go to Ireland. Guys, I keep on saying this. I've been telling you this as well. Think about it, man. If it was you've got to always remember this. This is another thing you need to get into your heads, like, you know what I mean? These guys that are coming over the boat, whether you like this or not, right? These guys are coming over on the boat. They're only doing it because they can. They're only doing it because they're getting... Who wouldn't do it? Think about it, guys. Who wouldn't do it? You know, right? And I know a lot of these guys, some of them are coming into prison, some of them are terrorists, some of them are spies from Iran. We know all this madness. It's crazy, you know what I mean? We know all this, and they're just, yeah, come on in, hotel, yeah, sit there for a wee year, there you go, I want to be flat. Work, oh no, you don't need to work, here you go, sign in forms, so, yeah, it is quite remarkable, absolutely remarkable. But you got to understand this as well. There is men there that come from places where they're lucky if they make £100 a month. And I know that's not our problem. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to give the optics. You know what I mean? And they're presented with an opportunity of a land with the goose with the golden egg. Because that is the way it looks like to them. They probably don't believe it until they get here. Please believe me. It's probably like whenever they hear the initial stories of you go to Britain, they don't kick you out, they give you a hotel, they give you a phone, I could go on, and they must think, no, no, and then they see the TikToks and they see the Facebook posts and whatnot, and then they're like, I'm having some of that, because that's what I would do. Please believe me, that's what I would do. Well, maybe not. You're probably thinking, no, you wouldn't actually. You would, like, these countries like that they've moved away because there's been trouble. You know what I mean? I would always defend my land. You know what I mean? I don't think I could do any other. Well, I suppose the land needs to be worth defending, doesn't it, guys? And Northern Ireland will always be worth defending in my eyes, and Ireland as well, and this is what I was thinking. Just 2 seconds, guys. I'm just going to stop. Hello, John Giles. Welcome in. This is what I was thinking. I was thinking the other day there, right, when we were talking about Northern Ireland, because guys, we're talking about a United Ireland. You know what I mean? And I don't care, guys. Don't talk about United Ireland. I'm sorry, but we've been talking about it for the last 40 years. I'm not going to stop talking about it right now because everybody feels a wee bit threatened. You know what I mean? If it's going to happen, I think we should be talking about it. You know what I mean? I don't think putting your head under the duvet, you know what I mean, and going, I don't want to hear it, is going to help anybody. So yeah, there's no two ways about it. Northern Ireland and Ireland is heading in a direction where there will be a unity, and I just think it would be interesting to look at it like this. Imagine if Ireland was getting invaded by a foreign country. Do you really think the Northern Irish boys and girls would stand back and let them suffer or get beat, or because one, we would probably know that we would be next, so that's not hard to work out in most cases if somebody's coming and invading somewhere, like that. And I truly believe in my heart, that if Northern Ireland was invaded, that the Irish people would help us. And I think if you asked a lot of loyalists and Republicans, on their own, and just be honest, if the loyalists, if Ireland was really struggling, of course you're going to get your hardliners, right? Of course you're going to get hardliners. It's just the way it is, you know what I mean? But I think you would find the majority of people, young men, would go, no, we wouldn't stand by and let anything like that happen, and that's something that people need to pay attention to. And I would love to see some surveys done on that, you know what I mean, just out of interest, or some polls done. But that would be somebody would need that would be YouTubers over there, you know what I mean? They would need to sort all that out. Good evening, Vanda. Good evening, Cag. Good. Sorry, I'm going to catch up. James Forbes. I said I stopped eating halal food the other day, but I bought a kebab tonight. Oh, mate. You know, you can't resist the old kebab. I'm not really, I'm not one of them. I've never been like that. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just, I've never, you know, I like fried rice and gravy. You know I do. I like fried rice and curry sauce sometimes, or chips and curry sauce and stuff like that. But I've never really been into the hingies. I have a wee go now and again, like I try a wee korma and then I go, no, I'm not doing that again. And maybe something a bit spicy, but I never really go back there after a wee while. It's just one of them things where you think, oh, it smells good, it looks good, everybody else says it's good, and I have a bit, and then I order it, and I don't really particularly like it. I'm sitting eating it because I can eat it. It's not like I can't eat it, but I'm sitting there thinking, but I like mashed potatoes, beans, and sausage. You know what I mean? And it's just the way I am. You know, and it's nothing. You know, I can't help that. You know, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I like Indian food and all that, and Chinese food and all the rest of it. I've just not got that. I'm not that kind of person. Even Italian, I can't even eat. I don't understand how anybody eats Italian. Some things are all right. A wee carbonara, I like a bit of that, but too much of that, it's a bit sickening. Instead, heavy. You know, I think it's just because I'm used to the prison food, guys. That is what I promise you. That must be what it is. You know, being brought up in children's homes, Chinese and Indians, you didn't get anything like that back in them days, and then going straight into prison, basically. You know what I mean? From like Rathgale, which wasn't like a prison. You weren't locked into it. Like, you know, they did try and get rid of me. You know, horrible place. But like I say, I got compensation and stuff, you know what I mean, a wee while ago. Didn't do me much good, like, to be honest with you. But, you know, at least it was a token. It was a token, you know what I mean? And it's like, no, it's just talking, sorry, I've lost my train of thought. But I'm going to go to your comments. That'll come back to me. Freedom Dad, my brother and mate are coming home today. Oh, that's not good, Jonah. The Mater, I think, was a good hospital, and I'm not too sure now, like, but it's really difficult right now in the NHS, and we're going to hear loads of horror stories, guys, and I will get back to what we were talking about. No, we've only just started, Amber, it's all good, we're all good. Yeah, no, what I'm talking about is like, so Rathgale, like, it was all like, so you got to understand what I'm trying to say. It's like an establishment, so prison. It's like the food gets cooked in the kitchen, gets put on the trolleys, and then gets given out around all the houses. So I think in total in Rathgale, I think it was about house 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Eight houses, and then the old block was like where I went when I was really young. You know what I mean? Like, it was nuts. Like, I was one of the youngest ones there. The only one that was in. It wasn't in for committing a crime. It was nuts, and that's where I met all my mates. But that was one of the scariest times. Like, because I can remember. You know, when you remember things. I can remember. So I would have been 9 years old. No, wouldn't no. 10 years old, and I can remember getting taken from the children's home the first time, and because I know I'm going to this place called Rathgale, and all the kids have heard of Rathgale. Like, and the Catholics go to St. Pat's, the Protestants go to Rathgale, right? So it's like it's like hardcore. Like, the staff were horrible, really hard men, and beat the life out of you, and it wasn't a nice place. And so I knew I was going there. I can remember the journey. I can remember turning from the Belfast Road onto the Rathgale Road, the Bangor Belfast Road. I can remember it sitting in the back with the police, turning. You know, and I hadn't committed a crime. I swear on my mother's grave, I had not committed a crime. You know, this was because I wasn't going to school. I wasn't going to school. This is why I was going here. I wasn't going to school. And I wasn't going to school because they were making me sitting in a classroom at break time. I wasn't allowed to mix with other kids because I had a skinhead. You know what I mean? And I was getting caned all the time for being bad or whatever. You know what I mean? But so I remember all that going in. And yeah, photographic memory of it, you know, because it was so terrifying, you know. But it didn't, you know, can't say. I'm not going to say I got trauma from that. I don't think I did. But for me to remember that turn off, you know, and then basically it's a wee bit of a blur, but loads of memories, like that moment going in the reception and everything. But loads of memories from that mental, because you had seniors and juniors, you know, and you wore uniforms and woof, you know what I mean? Different ball game. So anyway, so then from there into prison, you know, into the Crumlin Road prison, the big boys jail when I was 16, High Bank, and then bang over to England, 6 years in England, and like, so it was all steamed food. You know what I mean? I was used to all like you know, there's nothing deep fat fried really. They do chips obviously, but everything else is done in the ovens or it's steamed. All the vegetables, all your potatoes. I think the potatoes were steamed. I can't mind. And you would have duffs, puddings would be made in big vats, custard, and cakes would be made in, you know what I mean? Good grub. I think it was good grub, like, you know what I mean? And I think that's why I'm not really into foreign food, because I never experienced it growing up through my young childhood and into my 20s, you know. Sorry, guys. Talgar, has anyone seen the BBC this morning live? I'm reading the comments out for anybody that's not watching it live, guys, you know. So, Talgar, anyone seen the BBC this morning live from a mosque in Bradford? Richard suggesting the right-wing leaders need to get their head together, form some kind of an alliance. Gobster never surrender. The west of Scotland as well. Ireland needs a military before they can even talk about unity. There's no military anywhere. It's bad. I was quite shocked at some of the things I've seen in the last few days. So people who always come together when they have a common enemy. That's correct, and you know this is the thing. There's never really been a common enemy, and I'm not. The common enemy we're talking about here is the government. You know, you got to understand that. Any professional man going forward, you know, when I'm talking about professional, I'm talking about some of the headers in Northern Ireland that are in charge of things. You know what I mean? Well, any of them guys going forward on both sides of the conflict, you know what I mean, do need to recognise that these guys are, you know, obviously there's a lot of badges over there, but you know, time will take its course. You got to. This is why that's the way I look at things. You know what I mean? There's people over there that. This is what I honestly think. There's guys, Muslim guys and Christian guys coming from foreign countries, right? By boats and by every illegal. Because it's not just about the boats. I keep saying that. These guys forget about the boats. The boats is a small drop in the ocean compared to student visas and just flying in on boats and coming in ferries and just going. I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying. You know what I mean? And that is, you know, they're coming in on visas, as you can hear, you know. So that's everybody's focusing on the boats, guys, but really there's a big massive thing everybody's missing. And I've said that, but what else can I say to you? You know, he keeps on going, I'm going to smash the gangs. There's no gangs. We know there's no gangs. It's just guys throwing money together, ban a dinghy, ban an outboard motor, everybody jumping on the boat and coming straight over. You can swim it. So why would a gang need to get you across? Maybe there's gangs getting them through the other 5 countries, but what are we meant to do about that? Surely France, Germany, Sweden, Hungary, all these other countries can do something about it. You know what I mean? Why is that down to us to have to sort all that out? You know, when we're talking about gangs, I'm thinking he's talking about gangs coming from France. Oh, there must gangs organising these guys in the boat. No, it's not. It's 110% not. Nobody's going anywhere near it. I'm telling you now, guys, nobody is going anywhere near that place. No criminals, no gangsters. Nobody's wanting to touch it. It's too dangerous. You know, it's far too dangerous. They've got too many undercovers. It's nuts. There's no gangs, okay? That's just something for him to say, so he's got something to say. And that really annoys me, you know what I mean? You know, we've had guys that were in the SAS going over and mixing with them and all that and jumping on boats, or Marines, I think they were, and just done it all. So there's loads of evidence out there that there's no gangs, you know. So yeah, like I say, guys, I'm going to keep on saying this. The boats, the Dover carry-on, is that, you know, that's it. You know, everybody's gone on about the boats. You've got people down there, you've got people taking count the boats. Look elsewhere, guys. Pay attention to what's going on elsewhere. Look at the students. Look how many people the students are bringing with them. You know, these guys are coming in on their own on a boat. Other people are coming here and bringing another person with them. So you got 2 people claiming asylum, and then they're bringing their families with them. So that's the way that bit's snowballing over here, you know. These guys are just coming in, they're getting thrown into hotels. Yeah, maybe watched and all the rest of it. I don't know how they get the resources to watch so many. I can't get. There's no way. It's impossible. It's impossible that they're watching any of these guys. And No, they will be watching some, but I reckon about the last 2 years they've had to give up, or they've had to prioritise. So there'll be people that they've been watching, they're not watching any longer because they feel somebody needs to be watched a wee bit more, So that's we know how many people it takes to do surveillance. Any boys on here, ex-army boys and all that, they'll be able to tell you, it's like, anybody in the security services can tell you, it's when we're talking about watching a guy, it's not just one guy, like, following a guy about. It's a team, normally a team, depending how, there's a lot more to it, so there is, guys. I'm on my way. James, yeah, Sinn Féin have really let people down, but this is the problem in Ireland. I don't like Sinn Féin, quickly. So in Northern Ireland, you've got the Catholics and who are genuine good human souls, right? And then you've got the IRA and people who support the IRA and like Sinn Féin, and they are basically supporting Palestine because their hands are tied behind their back, because they went down that rhetoric so long. People who they're heroes, they're martyrs, people who've died for the cause, who give everything into Palestinian and the movement over there, the PLO. And so these guys that are left today have to keep going down that road, and there's nothing they can do about it. And there really is nothing they can do about it. So the Catholic community are sort of caught in the middle. How do you go out and protest against on irregular or undocumented immigration whenever the people that are running your area, like, are quite, they're not going to say nothing because they can't. I'm not going to say they're happy. I would like to be a fly on the wall in one of their brigade meetings. I really, really would, when they talk about this stuff, I imagine the intelligence service have got a copy of it, to be honest with you. Sorry, right. Yvonne, hello, Yvonne. Freedom Dad, how would an independent also go down with post communities separate from Dublin and London? That's the best way I can see it happening for the people. I think the only way it would work for the Republicans is if they brought the other counties in. That's the only way. We look at it as counties. We take away the countries and we look at it as counties and go from there. I think that's the only way we could go forward. We wouldn't just be able to go independent, because we couldn't just break away from the union. We'd need to break away from everything, for to be independent, and that would create a harder border between Ireland if you got independence, because Ireland is the EU. So that's the big problem, and they know this. They know this. Like, these people in Brussels know exactly what they're doing here, so they do. So we need to understand what's happening, why it's happening, and then we need to be careful when we go forward. We don't create any harder divisions. So I truly do believe that a deal would be made whereas Ireland would accept no outside help from anybody, and Northern Ireland would accept no outside help from anybody, and we would abolish any religious, if we want to really be hardcore and have religious and Catholic Protestant schools. But I think the consensus would be on integrating children in mixed schools, and I would don't even like saying this, but I think in some extreme circumstances, people would need to have some sort of education to understand that, just because your ideology is so hardline, it's not fair that you put that onto your children. And I think your children should have the choice to mix with other children that are Christians. And I think one of the big problems in Northern Ireland, and this is how they've been able to keep it going, is that they've kept us separate. You got to understand, I didn't meet a Catholic until I was 18. You know what I mean? We threw stones at each other, and stuff like that, and knew each other's names from across the motorway, and we gave each other beatings. But that was as far as it went, So we were totally segregated. Like, our schools started at different times. So when you bring children up through primary school, because Protestant, like Tin Top, Donegal Road Primary, that was my school, Loyalist Protestant area. And then, secondary school, exact same, Protestant school, started time, Catholic school started at 9 or 9:15, we started at 9. So we weren't all on the buses together. And then as you get older, there's already like a division, so it's pretty easy for outside people, like the Orange Order and stuff like that, to influence younger minds. And then you've got the GAA and the Catholic side, but I do believe are quite influential with some of the youngsters. I think it's changing now, but back when I was young, the GAA were quite influencing in bringing up hardliners to youth, and we knew that. But what we need to do is reverse what the bad men have done, and that's use our children to create division. We need to reverse that. We need to protect our children now and bring them all together and let them make their own minds up. And that's the way forward, I think. And that's why I say it's maybe not happening in my time, but it will happen in my wee Lucky's time, you know. And it's because what we're seeing is what's going to drive it, you know. And it's just basically, when I say drive it, it's just pushing them all in one direction, pushing them all in together. Like, so you've got to speak to each other, you know what I mean? And that's it. Once that gets started, and they you know, I've got so much confidence because I know, I've got experience, and you know, you got to remember the only reason there's division because they don't know each other, they haven't been around each other. It's like, it really is. It'll be fascinating for some people when Protestants and Catholics come together. It'll be one of them situations, and it'll be interesting. It'll be Protestants and Catholics having relationships again. I'm not saying it's not happening, it does happen, but you got to understand, I'm talking about hardline areas here. I'm talking about areas that are going to take an awful long time in London, Derry, and Belfast, and Lakes of Lurgan, Portadown, you know what I mean? And all your other places, you know, I'm not going to name them all, you know, but, and then you've got your Armagh and all your West Belfast enclaves, you know what I mean, that are really predominantly Republican and controlled by the Republican movement, just like the Loyalist areas are, you know what I mean. So, yeah, there's a lot of work to be done, but it's that there's definitely, I can see Hangy, you know what I mean. But, you know, this is like what I do believe down the line, you know, this is the repercussions of what is happening to England. And even John, like John Rankin, right? So I even think John knows that, because he doesn't want to see none of this, you know. I love my country, you know, I love Ulster, and I love being part of the Union, but I will fight for any land until it's worth fighting for. You got to understand, I'm not going to fight if it's going to be detrimental to my daughter. You understand? And that's the way men will look at this going forward through life in the next 20 or 30 years. There's no two ways about it. People will want to protect their children. It's as simple as that, you know. And here we have it coming up now in the Glasgow, and it won't be long until it goes up, you know. And then Edinburgh is like another kettle of fish, you know what I mean? This is where you'll get a reaction in Scotland. This is when you'll see like political parties like the SDP coming up. This is their time, basically, you know what I mean? This is their time, and hopefully they go forward the right way, and welcome in like everybody in Scotland, because it's a really difficult. Scotland is almost as divided as Northern Ireland right now, with religion and independence and the Britishness and anti-unionists, you know what I mean? So, yeah. No, Russia won't nuke us. There's no such that. What will happen, if I do believe, and Gobster would maybe back me up on this one, is like they wouldn't destroy the land. The days of nuking lands are over. You know, I think we've learned our lesson with the ozone and everything, and I'm not one of them like people that go on about like the ozone and all that. Of course not, but it does a bit of damage throwing in all these things, and I think it does a wee bit of damage going out the way as well. And I think it does, these waves that go through into space create problems, and you know, so I don't think we'll ever be in that situation again. What I do believe is that the technology will wipe out our internet and our electric. You know, that's all they need to do, and people really need to get that in their heads. They don't need to shoot us, they don't need to bomb us, they just need to knock our electric and our internet out and make sure it doesn't come on for at least 6 months. And with that, by the time that 6 months is over, there wouldn't be very many people left, because we would destroy each other. And you can imagine what it would be like down in England if nobody had food, fridges weren't working, freezers weren't working, nothing was moving, no fuel, nothing coming in, nothing going out. You know, it's a scary scenario. There would be food drops, there would be parcels getting dropped from airplanes, maybe from other countries. I don't know the scenario, but it would be quite frightening. So it would, and that's the kind of situation that we would be looking looking to. It wouldn't be like, I don't think, destruction and fires and bombs and people being turned into dust because of a nuclear weapon. But saying that as well, I don't think Russia will ever do anything like that right now, because It's not the people. They know that they know the people don't support the government. They know that the people don't support Ukraine. They know, just like everybody else knows, apart from some of our public, that Biden, Macron, you've seen what's happened to Marie Le Pen, so you see what's happened with Tommy, you see what they tried to do with Trump. It's dead easy to work out, you know what I mean? You don't need to be a rocket science now. They're going forward in a way that's really scaring me. They don't seem to care. It's like something's coming and nothing's going to matter, because everything's just, I don't know, it's very frightening the way they're getting on, what they're doing. You know, it's blatantly obvious to everybody what exactly is going on now. And like I keep on saying, guys, it's a massive big warning to the rest of the world. Like, hello, Hillbilly John, Emerald 90. Emerald 90, but some Irish Republican types are so obsessed with England they would side with the other people. Yeah, I get that, but this is what you got to understand. They are minority, you know, and making a bit of flack for this, you know what I mean? But it'll only come from them themselves, because they are a minority. It's a group of people that's shrinking. As we go forward and people realise that, like Protestants and Catholics, you know, the division's been created many years ago for basically to help out the most famous or the most rich people in the world, to create something that we all know. I have to be careful what I say. I've got to be very careful what I say, you know what I mean? But people are understanding what's going on now. People are understanding that Catholics and Protestants, it's nuts, you know what I mean? And we will get down to the nitty gritty of land, you know. That's what it'll come down to. The nitty gritty of land, you know. Who owns what? Who belongs to what? You know, you got to understand, I'm born and bred in Northern Ireland. I'm an Ulster man, you know, Northern Ireland man, whatever you want to call it. So, you know, they're saying Ireland is theirs, right? And I'm just trying to give you an understanding of how nuts this is. So I was born and bred there. It's my country. You know what I mean? My flag, Union Jack, right on the Ulster. Everything I know, you know what I mean, is British. You know, I'm part of Britain. You know what I mean? And they are saying it's their country and it's Ireland, you know, and if they had it before the British had it, but that doesn't solve any problems for me, because I was born there. Nobody, you know what I mean? I've had it all my life, so nobody can beat that, as far as I'm concerned. You know, I've lived there since I was born, you know what I mean? And yeah, that's what I know, you know what I mean? That's what they know, you know, so we've got to come to some sort of agreement somehow, you know, so it is very, very difficult, because nobody's going to be pushed off their land by nobody. You'll go down fighting, of course you would, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's a no-brainer, and this is why there's peace, because it wasn't going anywhere. It was just people getting unalived over and over again, tit for tat, and then people were getting arrested all the time because the security services were that good. You know what I mean? You got to understand, when the ceasefires were called out, the NLA never called a ceasefire. They still started operating. They kept on operating. They were infiltrated left, right and centre. They had a guy funding them from America that was FBI, and they brought them right in and gave them a position like right up high and a quartermaster, you know what I mean? And then there's all sorts of other things, you know what I mean? There's so much things that the intelligence service, I don't know if you know about that app. Like, all these criminals were using this app. It was a bit like WhatsApp, but it was 100 times better on WhatsApp, totally cryptable, unthingable. You put in fake names and all that, and as you bring up your profile, you're thinking there's no way anybody would know or prove it's you because of the way it's set up. The whole thing, the police had the whole thing. They were in it. They were operating it, and thousands upon thousands of top gangsters and criminals have all ended up in jail all over Europe. All over Europe. You know, I'll maybe do a video about it. Maybe if you want me to do a video about it, I'll bring a video on and I'll name them all. Some of the big names: Scotland, England, Liverpool, Manchester, Amsterdam, Poland, Ukraine, everywhere. Everywhere there's criminals and gangsters that they thought they were getting away with. They thought they had this super secret app. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's crazy. And this is how good they are. You know, look what the Israelis done with Hamas. Sold them pagers. Sold them pagers. That's on another level. And then the pagers blew up. Is JC in it? Oh, it's James. Where's John Capone. Answer me this. Why can Poland protest its borders, be proud of the culture and traditions, but be part of the EU? Answer me this. Why can Poland protest its borders, be proud of the culture and traditions, but be part of the EU? That's for somebody in a bigger pay grade than me, mate. But that is an interesting question. That'll stick, and I'll have a wee think about that. So, well, mate, that is an interesting question. Because look what's happening to all the rest of them. You know, look at, like, yeah, I don't know if you have seen anything today. Like, I've got little clips in that there, and what's going on with Le Pen, and people are sending me videos, and I don't have time to watch the videos right now just because I've just woke up, my head was pounding, I needed to get this baby sorted, dogs fed, kitties at the horse. Emerald 90, why was the airport buses at one of the migrant centres? Good question. Very good question. It's either saying that they're coming or saying that they're going. I don't know. I really don't know. But you've got to understand that the Labour Party got their backs against the wall. They're going straight down. They're never going to get in the power again, and they know that. And they're just, this is a desperate government now. This is a desperate government that don't know what else to do apart from, like, oh, you're all right. Can you imagine saying that? You know what? You're all right. We know we're all right. We've been living it. We've been living this nightmare for 15 years. You want to let Tommy out of jail now? Jeez, oh man. But yeah, it's a bit, unforgivable what they've done, at Cooper and all that, the way they've been behaving with all their signs. Refugees welcome here and bending the knee and everything for Black Lives Matter. Absolutely mental. Crazy. These are leaders. These are leaders, What? Come on, man. What about us over here? You know what I mean? You can't make this stuff up. Saw loads of military equipment leaving Liverpool docks on Sunday. I've seen quite a bit of, Revo lad. I've seen a bit moving. I'll need to bring you some channels. There's a couple of channels out there that guys like do this. I don't really like it. I don't think we should be videoing our army moving about the place. I really don't agree with it. They're at some of these Navy army again, where the bombers are, you know what I mean? And they're filming and they're going, oh look, 4 bombers on the way out. Why would you do that? Surely there should be some sort of law about that. Loads of those yeah. Well, Liverpool, they'll be going on a ferry then. They'll be moving them by ferry, Ben Habib has been fighting for that since Brexit, John, yeah. All done by design, yeah, James. See, so many people, Jonah, would love that, you know what I mean? And it's not about giving in to anybody or anything. It's just about having peace. It's about coming to a common agreement where everybody's happy. That's all I want. I don't want anybody to give up anything. I want everybody to agree to be one, to come together as one, unite as one, be twice as strong. Be twice as strong. No, leaving the dogs, yeah. Give me 2 seconds, guys. My dog out there was saying something a few months ago. I know Johnny. Met him a few times. Was in Crum with him when I was a young lad. He was in Rathgale as well, believe it or not. We all were. And most guys that... I'm saying no more. What's sad to see, John Giles, is that makes me wonder if John Rankin, they're already been practicing cutting internet cables in the Baltics. Oh, for fuck's sake, you can't make this up, man. Give me 2 seconds, just to check on baby. I can see her and she looks alright, but there might be a cartoon on she doesn't like. Did I eat that? Oh, I did. good, all good, all good. Just with some of them cartoons, man. It's like babies in the cartoons crying and screaming, and you know, I don't know if you are seeing, you think you hear her crying, and it's the seagulls or something. Yeah, so let me see, I don't want to miss, because he's on live. Yeah, so if anybody that's just came in, yeah, baby, 3 o'clock in the morning last night, lying sleeping, she just started screaming. Boy, come here, son. Just started screaming, and like, all I can say, like, it was horrific for me, absolutely horrific. I didn't know whether to phone an ambulance, whether to phone the doctors, whether to go and get a car and drive her to hospital. It was like horrible, horrible, really, really panicking, and everything I was doing, everything that I normally do with her is like, it calms her down. Give me 2 seconds, guys. But nothing worked. Nothing worked. But she's okay now. She's okay. Oh my god. Yeah, so same boy. So panicked. Really, really panicked. But made a battle, and she calmed down. That was after trying everything. Let me just bring this down a wee touch. After trying every wee trick I had for quieting her down, wasn't working, and she was screaming the place down, guys. I'm like, what's up? You know, I mean, she can't tell, she's just screaming. And I had her next to my head, and she was screaming in my ear, and it was heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking. But like I say, got some milk, and that was her. But it took a wee while to get it ready. We weren't prepared like for that. And like I say, I was just out like a light. I sleep like a baby. Hello, Eddie. And 3 o'clock, screaming, jumped out of bed, and grabbed her into my arms and just screaming and screaming and screaming. Oh man, horrible, absolutely horrible. So then I couldn't sleep, couldn't settle. I tried, like, but couldn't settle. End up she was laying in bed next to Katie, and I just left the two of them to it. And yeah, just worried. So had to get a sleep today. Not long woke up, guys. Woke up with a banging headache and everything. So I haven't seen much. I was only just coming on to find out what's going on. I've heard about the pain. Trying to catch up. You guys are doing an amazing job keeping me up to date with stuff, you know. See, the problem is I'm not seeing anything on YouTube because the TV, I use the TV to watch it. There's a TV upstairs, but it's got the YouTube on it, and I'm not even watch it. It's either cartoons for her or it's off because she's sleeping, you know. James Forbes, don't know if you remember, but my stepdaughter got a brand new house. Oh, nice one. Hello, Jackie. Have I missed some people there? Yeah, so everything back to normal, like, you know. Obviously, once she got up this morning, that was me. I sort of relaxed a wee bit, like, but a lot of anxiety. So it was, and gave me a powerful headache, and done a wee bit, and then Katie took her around to their granny's, and then I tried to get, I'm like, gotta get a sleep, and boy, hurled the place down, because Daisy's in season, so he was howling in the kitchen, couldn't get a sleep. So then, yeah, I dropped off eventually, and Katie let me get a good few hours, and then I brought the baby around, and just been doing baby, and everything's like normal now, guys. Everything's absolutely normal. But Lee Le Pen, So absolutely shocking, guys. Absolutely shocking what's going on there. So pay close attention to that. Hopefully she gets a wee bit of help from somewhere. I reckon, like, I don't know. Marty Green, hello son, how you doing? Hope you're good, mate. Hope you're good. Like I say, mate, I haven't been, quite a lot of these, I haven't been in touch, you know what I mean? I need phone calls to make, and, alright mate, good to see you. And I'm like just trying to prioritise things right now, and I will get round to everybody eventually, you know what I mean? But like you say, you know, we lucky's got our own time schedule, you know what I mean? And it's like, it's every 3 hours, right? So, but sometimes it's 3.5 hours, sometimes it's 4 hours. You can't organise nothing around we lucky, like, you know. But this is the thing as well about Ireland, guys, you know what I mean? Hopefully it'll be like we lucky and like kids like we lucky that are get to enjoy this, you know what I mean, coming together. No, no, it's all good. It's all good experience. See, all these guys have got kids, lots of kids. You know what I mean? Not lots of kids, but they've all been through it. Some of them got grandchildren. Remember her daughter was, oh yeah, yeah, oh brilliant, brilliant mate. Oh yes, oh well done, well done. There's so much going on right now. So much going on. I really apologise. We forgot about that one. We've had a few deaths as well in the community. Couple of, well, two I don't know of. And there's a lot going on. There's a lot of stuff going on. So I'm glad everything's working okay. And tell her to tune in. Tell her to tune in. And tell her to tune in to Sammy Woodhouse. Sammy Woodhouse is an absolutely amazing human being. And I recommend, you know, all girls, you know, that's been through a bit, get in contact with Sammy or follow her, watch her stuff, you know what I mean? She's really, really good. So she is. Yeah, so no, it's just nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. Just like exhausted, absolutely exhausted. You know, I think I must have got about 2.5 hours sleep. I was out like a light, you know, out like a light. But yeah, so I've got a lot to catch up on. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through the videos that people are sending me, because that's the most important. Because if you see something, rather than me like just going to let her have her TV, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. So rather than me do my usual thing, I'm going to just go through what yous are sending me, and that's the best way, you know what I mean, to do this. Because yous will prioritise for me, and then I'll deal with what yous are sending me. Quite a lot of content there, guys. And yeah, how's the nicotine patch is working? Yeah, nicotine patch didn't feel last night. Last middle of the night, it was like my nerves were racked, guys, absolutely racked. But yeah, I need to. It's going. I'm going to start doing a thingy. You know, this happens. You know what I mean? Before I get running, but I'm going to always be straight up with you guys. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm cut right down, so I've probably had about 3 in total in 48 hours, which is really good. You know what I mean? There you go. But you know, I'm just popping in to say hello, tell you what were happening, because I didn't want you like worrying about me or anything like that, or worrying about me lucky. But it was like I was a wee bit shocked, to be honest with you. It took me a wee while to get my head together. I couldn't think about doing nothing, couldn't think about saying nothing, couldn't think of, like, doing a video. I was just a wee bit lost for words, because I was still worried, like, until 9:30, till she woke up. You know, I was worried sick. I was worried sick. I didn't know whether did I make a mistake? Should I have phoned a doctor? What, you know, all sorts of mad stuff, you know what I mean? And then because of who I am, you know, I just felt this is the kind of pressure that people like me would feel, you know what I mean? It's no nice, you know, it's no nice. And it is first time dad as well, obviously, all the wee worries. And I know somebody's put my mind at rest, and, you know, some of my friends are saying, you know, calm down, relax, you know, it's not the last time it's going to happen, but I really hope it doesn't happen again, to be honest with you. Like, yeah, parent, it is, it is, it is, it is, it's not, it is natural, but things like that are, you're not ready for them, you're just not ready for them. and then you're scared to make mistakes. You're scared of missing something. You know what I mean? I mean, I always worry about stuff. I worry, like, I walked down the stairs with her and, like, worry in case, I'm holding her and thinking if I fall or faint or anything happens, I'll like, make sure, oh, crazy stuff, like, you know, I don't know, maybe that's just because I'm an older dad, you know what I mean? But, yeah, there's a lot of stuff, like I say, I'm an overthinker, so that's the kind of thing that goes along with that, you know? But I'm going to wrap it up, guys. I'm just coming in and say hello. I am going to check her nappy and give her some cuddles and play with her. So I'll probably be about an hour, and then I will be online looking at stuff and interacting with stuff with people on messages and stuff like that on X. So yeah, and if anybody wants to get in touch, like, just send me a wee message next. Go on the X, and yeah, more than welcome, guys. Look at her. She's hiding. Are you hiding? Are you hiding? Hmm? Are you hiding? Yeah? Are you hiding? What's that? The microphone. It's the microphone. Wanna speak? You gonna speak? Hmm? You like the microphone? Oh, she's gonna be a wee podcaster, isn't she, guys? I want her to get into politics. I know you're all going, no, don't get it. I do. I would like her to learn from what I've done and what I've been through and help other children. And, you know, I really would like her to do something like that. You know, obviously, you know, it's up to her, you know what I mean? But I'd rather that than her go into Hollywood or be a superstar, you know what I mean? Because we know what happens there. You know? I just want her to be like a wee angel. I want her to help people. She's amazed with the microphone. She's loving the mic. Her wee neck's getting strong as well. Yeah, do you like the mic? It's just a microphone. You want to touch it? Hmm? Right, we'll go and get her now. She is absolutely amazing, isn't she, guys? So listen, thanks very much for coming on. I'm sorry it's a wee short one. Make up for it tomorrow. What we'll do is, tomorrow we will do a live tomorrow afternoon, right? So I'm going to book this right in there now, right? 1 o'clock tomorrow. And hopefully either 6:30 or 7, but we'll work that out tomorrow afternoon, and we'll catch up. I'll watch all the videos that you're sending me, and I'll think about getting a wee video done and bringing it together for you, because that's what you want, innit? You want me, when you are sending me stuff, you want me to address it, so that's what I'll do. Like I do, what I do is I'm trying to put it out in a way so other people can maybe jump on it, but, you know, it's up to other people. Like I say, all my stuff's there to be copied, used, whatever you want to do with it, you know what I mean? The whole point is just we're all working together to get the word out and help our children, make sure our children are safe, and make sure parents are aware that we're coming into a time when it's, oh, what are you doing, silly Billy? What are you doing? Yeah, it's a microphone. I know. Right, guys, I'm going to go. She's getting a wee bit unsettled. Maybe the nappy. So, all my love, I'll see you tomorrow. 12:30, 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, we'll be going live. Good night, Freedom Dad. Give me a wee shout later on, guys. All you that got me on WhatsApp and all that, give me a wee shout. And I'm going to give John Capone a wee message, make sure he's all right, because I haven't heard from him. So, take care, guys, and God bless every single one of you. Right, wee rooster.